Dan, a lot of big moments in the history of the UFC that you've been a part of, but where does this one stand?
It's a big one, obviously, long overdue for a new office. We got people sitting on top of each other over there. As far as the company goes, it's going to, open up a lot more opportunities for creativity and people just have a better work environment. And then as far as what's going on with the athletes, it's next level.
How do you think it does help? I mean, obviously the physical benefits of it, we hear about the rehabilitation, the learning things, we see that. But how does it help the company as a whole, having this new campus?
Well, we continue to learn and grow as this thing grows. If you'd asked me 5 years ago, I would have told you it's impossible for every fighter to fall off a card. Well, now I know it's possible. And, and credit to Lawrence. Lawrence got up there and talked about this thing today. Lawrence said, you know what we have to do? We have to start to control the uncontrollable. And he was dead on, and it was really his vision, Lawrence's, to create this center that we're going to build, and it's really coming together. And to be here today, breaking ground on this, not a new office building, but a campus, pretty cool.
How much personal input did you have? I know you focus more on the fight business.
Listen, I got a great office, and the gym's going to be great. Other than that, I have a one-track mind here. If I don't do what I do, none of this other stuff matters. You know what I mean? I'm more focused on the fight and the production and the live event. That's what I do.
Dana, in terms of the planning for this facility, was there one personal thing that was kind of a top priority for you, something you really wanted to see in this new facility that wasn't possible in the old?
Well, the one thing that we always do is when we do something, we don't do it half-assed. We try to, if we're going to build something, it's going to be the best one you've ever seen. So this like I said, Lawrence and a couple other guys literally flew around the world and looked at all these different facilities. And it's such a huge advantage to have had all the input from all the best places in the world to build the best place in the world.
Let's say that you're talking to a big free agent, maybe there's a couple offers on the table from your organization and others. How much of a factor do you think this new facility will be in an athlete wanting to come to the UFC as opposed to another organization?
Well, it's going to be interesting. Obviously, this thing is a huge asset for any athlete. But you know how our guys can be sometimes. We're probably going to have to twist some arms to get them out here in the beginning. And then I think once they come out here and see the benefits of being here, the word will spread. But I think in the beginning, you know how this sport is. I mean, who knows? Maybe everybody's going to think this is the worst thing in the world when we first roll out with it, but who knows? We'll see. We'll see how it plays out.
You've told me the story before over in your old office about when you guys first moved in, you guys were the stepchild, and there was the old guy that ran the insurance company that always blamed everything on you.
No, it was Mr. Fertitta's right-hand man.
Yeah.
Anything that went wrong in the building got blamed on the UFC. And, I was in a broom closet over there, and we slowly started to venture out and take a little space over here, a little more space, and we had a whole floor. And then we ended up buying the building, and then we own 3 buildings over there, and we leased 70% of the space right down to the McDonald's by Palace Station. So we've, think about it, it's been almost 15 years now, and it's gone by like that. And here we are breaking ground on this new campus.
If that guy were here today, what do you think?
He's still around. I still see him, and he still works up at Fertitta Enterprises, and he's a great guy, Yeah, anything that went wrong in there, though, was our fault.
Dan, you know how much fighter pay gets discussed and dispersed and all that. Was there any concern at all, like, gosh, if we roll out with this grandeur campus, there's going to be blowback? People saying you're not spending enough money on the fighters, you're spending on this office.
Listen, the Fertittas had money before. If it wasn't for the Fertittas' money, the UFC wouldn't even be here. It's not like this thing happened and they just got money. They've always had money, and we're going to continue to progress and grow the sport. We were in desperate need of new offices, and this facility I think is going to be a home run and take the sport to the next level, and maybe other sports too.
Do you think it's a statement about how successful the UFC is right now? Because we're always hearing people say, oh, the growth is stagnating, they're struggling financially. Do you think this is a statement to show the world that, hey, we're doing just fine?
We don't really care what anybody else says. We keep our head down, keep running forward, and keep doing what we do. We continue to If you ever wondered if the UFC could make it or not make it, that was a couple of years ago when literally every fight fell out all year. And, when things like that happen, you have to fix what's broken, and that's what we're trying to do.
Are you guys transferring the tough team to this facility as well?
We're talking about it, yeah, because I really hate to drive all the way back down to, you know, where it is now.
It sounds silly, but if everything did move here, what do you think you'd do with that old gym? I mean, I know it's just a rundown warehouse, but it's got a lot of history in it.
It does. It's true. It's true. That gym has a ton of history. That's where we started, however many seasons we're on now, and it was half of that gym down there. It would be tough. Plus, we lease most of the space down there. We have, you know, our warehouses are down there. I have a warehouse down there, so it would be weird to leave, but it's probably going to happen. You know, progress. What are you going to do?
Some of the rooms we saw like they're huge, but I thought we could Anderson City, one of the rooms, like you guys are kind of having.
Yeah, we're still trying to figure out. It's going to be like a Ronda Rousey restaurant. There's going to be the Anderson Silva conference room. There's going to be all the different rooms and spaces in there are named after some of the great fighters.
How about a physical Hall of Fame? I know there's been talk about a physical Hall of Fame.
We'll have to do the Chuck Liddell Lounge, okay? Because he's more of a lounging guy. He was telling me he wants the restaurant named after him. But it's going to be fun. It's going to be cool. And, you know, there's a media center. So all the things that we do media-wise, going to be a huge center for the media where you guys can go plug in and hang out there and work. And, you know, it's going to be cool.
Can you talk about your expectations for this next week?
I was just saying before you came over here, you know, obviously this thing is teed up to be massive. It's already a huge success. Everything's sold out. And when we get into a week like this and it's coming up, then I start worrying about executing. You know, you can have all these great ideas and plans, but now we got to execute, and I'm crazy about that. So that's what we're going to be focused on.
Events in a row is the first time ever for the UFC, right?
Yeah. It's the first time we've ever done it. We'll have a fight on Fight Pass on Thursday. The finale will be on Fox Sports 1 on Friday, and then the pay-per-view on Saturday. We continue to beat ourselves down and try to come up with all these crazy things. But, you know, it's been successful. It's all three events are basically sold out, and all three events are great, and they're all still intact, thank you. And now we just got to execute.
Perhaps two more, we have to go over and do this.
Overall this year, how was for the UFC? How do you feel like this?
It's been a great year for us. We were very close to having another record-breaking year. And who knows? We'll see how the end of the year plays out. But it's been a great year, and you got to just keep rolling with this momentum that we got right now.
Any special surprise for like the walk for the big fighters? Like the last one?
No, you know, I felt like we did that. You know what I mean? We did that. I don't want to do that again, but we will have some surprises and different things that we've never done before.
You mentioned a media center. Would there be a possibility that media could cover international events via satellite there, the way you guys do your command?
Anything is possible, yeah, anything is possible. I'd rather have you guys fly there, but yeah, it's you know, when you look at this thing that we're building, and like I said, it's not just the fighters, not just our employees, but the media. There's going to be a lot of cool things for everybody. Anybody who's involved in the sport, this is going to be like the epicenter for all things UFC.